Tiffany here with Cards Crafty Creations. Today's project is going to be one of my own projects, and I made this for my sister-in-law for Christmas. So I recorded this several months ago, but I have been in my very busy tax season and have kind of fallen behind on getting videos out on my regularly scheduled Fridays. But we're coming to a close of tax season. I only have 5 more left and I have to get those done by Wednesday, so that's very manageable. And then I will be back to my regular schedule of posting for sure on every Friday. Like I said, I fell behind just because it's been kind of a busy season for us this year, and I was still trying to do some stuff for the stamp companies that I work for, so I just kind of could only do so much. So but I will be coming back to it, and I also have some shop updates. So my Etsy shop, where I sell a lot of the stuff that I make, I'm actually going to be revamping that shop and putting out some new monthly kits. It's something I am currently working on and hope to bring to fruition by May, so keep a watch out for that. I'll probably be doing a video on that shortly of what that kind of plan is. But for this video, I'm making this sign for my sister-in-law. She already got it, so I can post it. But that little tag that I got with the pig on it, I got from a vintage market that happens around where I live, and I just bought the tag from like one of the vendors there because she likes pigs, and naturally, like, anytime somebody knows you like something, you're gonna give them that thing forever. So she has lots of pig stuff in her future, but this one I decided to just make her this sign. Her colors that she has in her house are more greens, so like this kind of teal color, and she has like all shades of greens. I think some purples, but mostly just shades of green. So I just pulled this from my stash. And then I thought it would be kind of cool, something a little different, which I have not done before, and I will tell you that it was a learning experience. I liked how it came out, but I need to do a better job at stamping it. So what my concept was I wanted to take these flower stamps, and I wanted to stamp and heat emboss them in black. That way it brings some of the black from that tag onto the sign, but it also gives it some texture. And having the black embossing, I thought would be really neat, something different. But in my lack of experience doing this, I did not account for the dimension of those beads on the board. So it caused me quite a bit of grief to stamp this a clean stamp because those beads were getting in the way. I couldn't press it down firmly and ended up having to like take it off the block, which then resulted in like double stamping. And so it just kind of was like, I mean, I like the concept. I will do it again, but I will learn my lesson to be more cautious of what is around where I'm stamping so that I can get a firm stamp. And I'm using Versamark's black ink because I'm doing black heat embossing, and I oftentimes, when I'm doing black powder heat embossing, I like to have black ink so that you can't see through if I miss anything. It'll still stamp black. So you can see here that it didn't work out so well, and now I have to take it off and try and stamp it, and then the stamp is sticking to my hands, and then it's pulling up, and it was creating quite a problem, and I couldn't fix it because it's stamped in black ink. So I just had to go with it, and you know, imperfection is just part of crafting sometimes, and a lot of it will actually end up being covered up or semi-camouflaged by the tag when I put it on there. So while it was a good concept, kind of a fail, it still worked out because I was able to position the tag to hide some of those rough spots. So I do that with 2 of the corners, and then I take some of my gouache paint and I start to use some of those colors to color the flowers. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing. I wanted to add in some more interest, some more color, and all that. See, you can see that one didn't stamp very dark either, but like I said, the tag is going to cover up a lot of it, and I now know that this works. Like, to heat emboss on wood on paint works, and I just have to do a much better job at stamping next time. So see, you can see how the tag is going to end up covering up some of those harsh spots that I missed. But I'm going to trim it down because I really didn't want it hanging off over the beaded area, so I'm going to trim it down as best as I could to keep it more confined in that space. And then I'm going to pop it up with I think I used some chipboard. That's typically what I like to pop big pieces up with, so I use up so much foam tape. But first I'm going to ink the edges, and it looks like I'm using black to try and bring that black in some more onto the tag, and round the edges with my corner chomper. You want to do that before you ink those edges, otherwise you just cut off the inked part. So it's kind of good that I did that before I inked it. So, and I'm just gonna use, I'm just using Distress ink. I've had this forever and ever and ever. And now I'm going to bring in that gouache set. I've had this set for a while now. I want to say at least a year. And I've been really enjoying it. I've been painting with it quite a bit this year with some of my projects I've been doing for the stamp companies, and I will probably use it more. I like the creaminess of the paint is why I really like it. It's very vibrant, and I can paint on black and it shows up, so I've been really enjoying working with it. But I'm just going to use some kind of soft colors that kind of match what's in the tag already. And I am not painting this like a Picasso. This is going to be like haphazard painting. I just want to get some color in those flowers. That way they kind of can stand on their own. They kind of can have their own focal point instead of falling into a background. So it creates more interest in the project as a whole. And I just color the flowers, and then I get one of the green colors and do the leaves as well. So I did have kind of a fun time. This was kind of one of those things where it's like you envision it, but you're not sure if it's actually gonna work out. And so you just keep going with it. I think I take some ink or paint that is kind of the same color or a little darker than our green shade, and then I kind of smush it on the outside of the flowers to almost give them a little bit more interest around the edges of them. And see, I wet it some more so it would move the pigment around. It was kind of having harsh lines, and I didn't want harsh lines, so I spritzed it with some water so that I could move it to where I wanted it to go. And this sign, this is just a wood piece. I have several different wood blanks, but this one actually came from Hobby Lobby. They're fairly inexpensive, and with those beads it kind of gives it some more character, so I thought this was a perfect little touch to add. Well, I didn't add it. This is a perfect touch for the project I'm doing. You don't want to take away from like the pig tag, but you also want to have some more interest than just a flat sign. So this is another neat idea for this project, is that I got my folk art wax, and I have to say I did make a mistake here. It's easier for wax to move on surfaces and you to wipe it up if the surface is somewhat glossy. And I didn't, like, should have put some like Mod Podge on this or something to create almost a seal on the wood and the paint, and then I would have been able to move the wax a lot easier. But because I didn't do that, and I totally forgot to do that, some of the wax was really difficult to move, and it was almost essentially kind of pulling some of the paint off also, which is not ideal. So I learned many lessons I really probably already knew but forgot when creating this project. But I liked how the what are those wood like half round balls add texture, but it also allows you to distress them to make them stand out even more. And it also, by doing that wax, it also kind of ties the tag together, because the tag itself is kind of antiqued and vintaged, so you want to make sure your whole project kind of reflects that same concept throughout the whole thing. So I just got some ribbon from my stash. I have a whole bunch of ribbon that is already cut and just in several jars. If you've seen my craft room tour, you would have seen my ribbon jars, and I just went through there and pulled out some of the colors that I thought would go well with our overall design. So that was what I was doing with that. Now I wanted to raise up the tag. I didn't want it sitting completely against the wood, so I just went into my chipboard stash. I have a lot of this size because I would do lots of chipboard albums, and I always had to cut down 2 inches off of things, and so I have a lot of that size of chipboard, and I just prefer to do that because I can cover a large space or a large surface without having to use a bunch of foam tape. And I already have these scraps, and you're not likely going to make a 2 by whatever size album, so this I find to just be a good use of those scraps. So I'm just going to glue that down with tacky glue. That's my glue of choice when it comes to projects, because it's fairly inexpensive and you can get it at the Dollar Tree if you want, or Hobby Lobby, wherever you want to get it. But I just prefer to use that. I've been using it a long time. My dad used to work for the company that manufactured that glue, so that's kind of what I got used to using, and so I just still continue to use it. So I'm just going to trim down these ribbons. It's okay for them to hang off, but they were just a little bit too long for my liking, so I just trimmed them down and positioned them how I want. They will move on their own and not stay where I put them, but that is just how it goes. So anyway, I hope you liked this project, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!